are a couple of tips you would have for someone that wants to stop drinking or stop using?
Whoa, okay. Well, number one, the biggest one of all is the tribe mentality, I call it. You know, this is what happens. You start using, and we all go through a very similar pattern, right? And that pattern is it's a social thing. You know, it begins on a Friday night and you're out with your mates and it's a cool thing, right? And it seems okay because it's like once every couple of weeks and then it becomes once a week. And that social thing, eventually, and it's really hard to actually see when it changes, suddenly becomes antisocial. And then you're doing it at home on your own. And then you develop all the other triggers like, well, I've had a bad day, I'm going to use. Or I've had a good day, I've had an argument, I've just got a bonus, I've just got a bill. And all of these triggers that lead you to using all these hooks that are now become unconscious. You know, you're not even thinking about it. It's like you drive the car and the lights turn from red to amber to green and you drive, you don't have to think about driving, and that's what happens. Any of those triggers happen. What was the question? Tips, thank you. So the tribe, right? So now you're using and you're going out on a Friday night and you're going to the pub and you start associating with other people who use, and that becomes your tribe. And then you hang around with people who use, and that's your tribe. In fact, when you think about those people who you use with, it's actually very rare that you actually socialize with them and not use, right? So this is your tribe. And then what happens is the tribe goes to the tribe camp. In other words, the tribe feel comfortable using in a specific place. That could be the local pub or the bar or the place you congregate to, or end up in the friend's house, right? So the first thing you've got to do, without question, is to break your tribe, break your circle, you know, without a doubt. That's the number one thing I would recommend. You know, and I say this all the time. If you sit in a barber's long enough, you're going to get your haircut. You know, that's the bottom line, right? Unless you've got no hair. Sorry, I leave the jokes for Dapper. Right. So that's the first one. Second one I would recommend is that, listen, you know, first of all, you've got to take different groups of people. So if you're one person who uses the packet, right, and alcohol is your gateway, then without question, you've got to stop drinking, right? If you don't use the packet and alcohol is your issue, then you can't be in that environment. You know, why would you want to be in that environment with those people drinking? So that's the first thing. If you use the packet and alcohol is your gateway, you've got to stop. You've got to stop alcohol, right? And people say to me, "Oh, what? Can I never drink again?" And I'm like, well, you know, if you're the sort of person that 3 or 4 pints in, you're going off to make a call or, you know, make that text, then the answer is no, you can't. You know, it's as simple as that. You've got to make a decision, and you've got to understand, how important is this to me? You know, what does this mean to me? How much do I want to change my life? And what am I prepared to do that? You know, that's the second thing you've got to do. And the third thing that I recommend to people is, and I'm a great advocate of this, and I know both Kirk and Dan are very into this as well, and that's exercise. I can't say that enough. You know, it's funny because I did a talk at a big seminar with a whole group of doctors before, and I said this, you know, I'm a great believer in addictive personalities. In psychology, we don't call them addictive personalities, we call it impulsivity, and how impulsive somebody is, right? But let's just keep it as addictive personalities. I believe people have addictive personalities. I know, for one, I'm a very addictive person. When I used to do the packet, I was all in. I mean, I know on one of the podcasts with Dan that I racked up some flour to show him, and he was like, "Oh, that's a slug, right?"
Yeah, he showed me how much he sniffed, and I thought, I'd never choose a gram with him.
So that's why I got a big nose. And so where was I? So it's all about, you know, changing that environment, changing those people, and ultimately exercise. Exercise is a great thing. So if you have an addictive personality, right, you know, as I have, when I use the gear, I was addicted. When I go to the gym, I'm addicted. When I work, I'm addicted. It makes more sense to me to find something that is beneficial to you. So I'm at this seminar with these doctors, and I say, look, I like to get my clients to become addicted to exercise. And they're like, but addicted to exercise? I'm like, addicted to exercise, addicted to using alcohol or the packet. I know which I'm going to take, right? Because if you're addicted to exercise, you get the dopamine release, you get the serotonin release, you feel good about yourself. So it's a great strategy to have structure in your life. So I fully recommend those are the 3 points I'd say.